Okay, welcome back to Doom. So last time we kind of ended in a weird spot. Um, I wasn't really a fan of where we ended, but it had been a 4.5 hour stream at that point, and I was kind of tired, and I just was like, if this level looked like it was going to be short, I could have pushed through, but when I saw the map, I was like, nope. Alright, no fucking way that this is going to be a short one. It's probably going to be just as long as the first one, so we had to unfortunately stop at the end of Siege Part 1. So we will be starting Siege Part 2. And hope that the secrets aren't as hard to find this time around.
Shield is down, and the gate is taking heavy damage.
Hopefully we will be fine. Okay, so there is only 2 collectibles, but there's plenty of resources. Oh, and a health upgrade.
There's a turret in the courtyard you can use to hold them off.
Yeah. Bye. No, I don't think so. These things. Can't believe I had to waste my bolt there. Come on. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I thought that was it, or I wouldn't have stopped firing. Okay.
They're inside the castle.
Yeah, no
We
shit.
almost have everyone out.
It's like I was here. Like, I saw them come in. Any secrets? There is a life sigil. Oh, I actually have room for one. Okay, so it's just a couple pieces. Okay, so those are the 3 oddball pieces of gold, I believe, in this level. Why they do that, I have no idea. It kind of bugs me a little bit, but it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, I gotta make sure streamer mode is turned on Discord. 1 second here. It is not turned on. Okay. I don't want a bunch of people messaging me. Well, not that I have a lot of people that message me, but more so want it on so that people know that I'm actually streaming right now. Okay, there we go. Alright. I want to make sure my toggles work. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Okay. Oh, God. Alright, well. Oh, God. Oh, God. Whew. Thank God there was a full health in there. Alright, so where are you hiding? Edelgeist. How's it going? Let's, this way maybe? What is this the way? No, this is not the way I came. Okay. Nice.
They're coming for the heart. I'll draw them away from the lifeboats.
Father, don't go alone. Commander.
He has to go alone. It's a canon event. These guys are a pain in the ass. Yes, the chain melee on this gun with the chain lightning is amazing. Oh my god, that's so good. All right. And I do apologize for anybody watching. I do meticulously check the map because I do not want to come back and do collection. I would like to get it mostly done on my first attempt. Oh. Nice try, asshole. Okay. What? They're considering that was the... Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought I was taking a secret path. The secret path was over here the whole time. That's not a secret path. I was just missing some gold. Hello, welcome in. How's it hanging? How's it going? It's nice to meet you. And I totally missed that jump. That is embarrassing. And I didn't dash again. Oh my lord. Alright, I got it this time. Alright, there we go. Okay, and... Shit! I did all of that and I gotta turn around because I missed something. See, this is why I check the map meticulously. How the hell? Oh, I think I see it. 1 second. Please hold. Ah, okay, there we go. I can't believe I almost missed that after checking the map multiple times. But we got it, and we're good. And now we are finally... Hello? Oh, what the... Okay, I don't know what triggered you guys to spawn, but... You're despawned now. Okay. Alright, double check, make sure I collected everything in this opening area. We are good to continue. Goodbye. Alright, let's see. Not a secret, just a couple... Yeah, a couple armor pieces, I think? And a health regen. Okay, so nothing serious in those areas. Okay, it looks like we don't have to worry about any sort of secrets until after this next fight. Okay. Bring it on! Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Did I hit him? Somehow. Whew, okay. Ah, the music's banging again. Let's go. Secret key already? 2 secret key doors. Oh, there's somebody boosting them. Damn Pinky Rider. Goodbye. Okay. Okay, I think that's the end of that fight. Alright, music's dead, so it is. Okay. So... Okay, so there's the secret key. I see you. Looks like there's a ruby and a gold cache up there. It looks like there's a ton of gold. I do not see... Okay, so it looks like I will have to go around and then come back down here. Is what it looks like. There's a couple pieces of gold in there. Do I need a secret key for that? Or is there like another way in there? No, that's just where the secret key is. Okay, so I bet you grab the secret key and you fall into the cage and then the door's unlocked. Okay, so I think I got my path. Just go through here, grab the free codex, do this other arena battle, come back up, grab the secret key, get all the prizes. Alright, let's advance. This game is so good. I am loving this way more than Eternal, if I am being 100% honest. And I'm not saying Eternal wasn't a good game, because it was. But I just think Eternal just had too much going on. I cannot see shit. It's too dark. Oh, heavy ass baseline. Yes, please. One. Okay. So it looks like to get to the secret key, it looks like I have to take the story path actually. Yeah, okay. That works for me. Oh god. Bruh, don't do this to me. Did I kill him by accident? Keep accidentally dodging his fucking shit instead of parrying. Okay, so now we got a problem here. We actually have some searching to do. Secret key's right there. Pretty sure I came up this hallway. I did. Okay, so there's the door. If you tell me I have to hit it with a ricochet, that's gonna be crazy, but I don't think that can actually happen. No, it comes right back. No, no, no! Oh, well. Well, I needed the health. I needed the health pickup anyway, so I guess it's not too bad. so... Okay, so it looks like there is another entrance over here. Okay, it wasn't really a secret area. I was just being stupid and not looking ahead. No, I did for that. Okay. Thank you. Alright. Oh god. Ow. I did not realize he had dropped bombs already. Yep, and that opened all the gates just like I thought it would. Okay, so we got 2 secret gates here, I believe. Oh, come on. Stupid traps. Alright, so the next one's a ruby. And then they were kind enough to make a climbable wall to get us back to where we were. Alright. Oh, oh. Okay, just double check everything. Oh, that's right. See, this is why I double checked. So that should be the 2 collectibles. It was. Yeah, this one didn't have a toy or a skin or any of that stuff. It just had the codec and... Oh no, it did have a toy. Okay. Sorry, I think it had the Pinky Rider. Which sounds very sexual, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Alright, so... You know what? Now that I'm looking at this level, I should have done it on the last stream. It actually is a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. At least from what I'm seeing. It might be tricking me. Okay, so we are completely filled up on health and armor. Life sigils are full. There's one more ruby and one more... There is a life essence. Hopefully the life essence will just be a part of the story. Yeah, the cycler with the... with the chain lightning was such a good decision. Whew, okay. That's again, just always checking shit, making sure that I'm not missing anything. The shorter levels I don't really mind redoing later, but...
The final transports are ready to launch.
Yep, there is definitely no going back from this, so... Alright. Pretty sure I got everything that was available to me there. Okay. Oh, we do have a boss. Okay, so I should get my health from that guy. But not this upcoming one. Whew, okay. I think it was going to be a pain in the ass if I didn't get rid of him soon. Okay. There is... Okay, there's the last ruby. I will check over here for any... to see if the map picks up any other things. It doesn't look like it's going to. Do not want to hit that just yet. So it looks like the ruby is just a hop and a skip. I was gonna say that they normally would have counted as a secret area, but it waited till the last second to give it to me. So there's 2 more secret areas, and there's not really a whole lot of level left, so hopefully I find them. And I don't think you get anything other than like an achievement for finding everything.
Structural damage detected.
Okay, so it looks like come down this way. We'll count this as a secret area? No. Careful, once again, just double check, make sure I grabbed everything. That area was really small. Okay, we're good. And dead. Okay, so there is our last 2 pickups, maybe? So it looks like there's another life sigil, and I have to get in there just so the game registers that I quote-unquote found it. Okay, secret area. Okay. Is that the rest of the gold? Yes, sir! Alright, so now we just have to... and hope that this is the demon here that gives me the health essence. And if that really is the whole level, then it took about 30 minutes. Which means I definitely should have finished this section on the last stream, but... the level looked a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so... can't really fault myself for my decision, but you know what they all say, it is what it is sometimes. Wait, it still says there's one more secret. Could it be this? This little area up here?
Emergency protocols are in effect. Please clear the hangar immediately.
Who the fuck is summoning the tendrils? This one. I'm just looking around to see what the fuck they could be considering a secret here. Because I'm still missing a secret, but there's nothing else to collect other than that last health essence, but I don't think this is the guy. Oh, maybe he is homing shots. Wasn't him. There you are. Oh God. There we go. I'll take that, please, and thank you. Hope you enjoy your one-way trip back to hell.
Several demonic signals are moving to King Novik's position. It's at Rick. Layer. You have to help him.
Yeah, okay, but I have a secret to find apparently. I have all the resources, I have all the collectibles, so what could constitute a secret? Like I was saying, could it be a... Yeah, I think they're counting this as the secret, maybe? Or this is just the way over. It looks like this is just the way over. Well, I could have saved myself. And I fell anyway.
The last platform has been evacuated.
What the fuck could constitute a secret? Nothing back here? Okay. The Sentinel Shrine doesn't count. I would have to have assumed it was in this area, but there's a chance it was in an earlier area, but I feel like I've been everywhere. Yeah, because I remember going into that life sigil, and it clicked. It said, secret found. And this whole map is pretty much filled out. So, and like I said, I collected everything, so what could I be missing that would quote-unquote constitute a secret? It would have to be another extra life. But I made sure to run into the extra lives themselves to make sure that it counted towards any sort of secret that I may have ran into. So hopefully it's just further in. Yeah, I don't really need that. Combat shotgun. I use you all the time. Don't have that currency, so I can't do anything with it. Yeah, I don't really use any of these other weapons. Until the game actually gives me a reason to use these, I'm not going to upgrade these. And I don't need to upgrade the shield anymore because it's doing what I need it to do. So I guess I'll just save my currency, not spend it. I don't see any other secrets I could have missed, so it must be in an unmarked area that I can't see just yet. At least that's what I'm hoping. No, I think that was the completed mission symbol. I missed the secret somewhere. I don't know where. I have no idea where I could have missed it, but yeah, I really don't think this is working, dude. Oh shit, it actually did work? You tricky dick. Bruh. Oh my god. He actually spoke. He actually spoke. Run. Da, 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 da. Ah, it's gonna piss me off. Where did I miss it? Oh, seeing that 97 is gonna piss me off. I'm definitely gonna have to do that off stream. I don't get it. I collected everything, so you would think that that would mean I found all the secrets, but I guess not. And there's no way to, like, go back. I don't think you get chapter select until... Well, I think you have to do chapter select from the main menu, but there's no reason. Just keep going. Oh, that's so frustrating. I looked and looked and looked and I could not find it. It had to have been something early on in the level. It's the first secret I've missed.
The makers, their directive was clear. What would you have us do? Nothing.
It can't be removed. We scanned it. It's wired to a detonator. That demon, he's after something. You saw that. We call it the Heart of Argent. Anyone who wields it, they'd have the power of a god. Stronger than maybe even you. But the heart is incomplete. It's made up of 2 parts. The other half is a power source, and we don't know where it is.
Valen's search party is still active.
If he ever gets control of it, that much power in Hell's hands, none of us would survive. Unlock the Ancestral Forge.
The fuck?
Contact the ministry. You are stranded in this realm. There is no one left to trust. That is why you allow me to speak. Help us.
Commander, he's on site.
Whoa.
Good. Get a team ready to sweep the forest when we're done.
I've never seen so much green in a Doom game before. This is quite nice. The level looks about average. Let's try to make sure we don't miss any secrets this time, huh? That one missing secret is gonna haunt me until I beat this game and then I go back and find it. I'm just trying to figure out like what I could have missed. I feel like I broke down every wall. I tried to grab every extra life that was there. One of the extra lives just must not have counted. It's the only thing it could be that I can think of. Okay, don't fall.
My people guarded this forest for generations.
You gonna count this as a secret boss, or? Oh. Okay. There's a key below me. I don't feel like if I fall, it's just gonna give it to me. And then, of course, then there's this whole area. I don't see anything. I'll go back and check this, like, small little outcropping here before I leave this area. I just want to be extra thorough. Yeah, see, I knew it. Oh, God. Find the waterfall secret, maybe? Oh, God. Oh, there was a whole... Ah, fuck me. There was a whole nother thing I could have looked through. Shit. Oh, that key's not even a secret. It's something I need.
You'll need a key to continue through that gate.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, hello. These guys are back. Oh, okay. Okay, those guys are becoming increasingly easier to kill. Sorry about the rest of your body, bro.
That's it. The gate will open now.
Okay, you can stop talking to me anytime. Bro, go! Thank you. Oh, I hate having to use these, but for the sake of stream time. The fuck? Pop that. No, I did not mean to use the super shotgun there. Okay, it looks like there is a ruby, but it's right after this door, so...
We lost hundreds when they took control of the mine.
Okay, so how do I... What the fuck? Oh, that is a long way around to get that. Oh, I have to go back down there. I will take this. But I have to go back down here because I apparently missed some gold. Somehow. Oh, it's just chilling there. Was that all of it? Okay. I don't like the fact that they're all facing away from me. Again, I'm running into every fucking nook and cranny now because I'm afraid that if I don't, it's gonna say that I didn't do a secret. 3 of 11. I feel like I've found more than that already. You're telling me that there is 8 more secrets tucked away in this little area coming up? Alright. God. I missed almost every single parry on that. There's no possibility of a secret being here. Once I jump over this chasm, that's it. I feel like I screwed up by not going here. But we'll find out. Because I'm not running all the way back. It's going to take like 5 minutes. I do not feel like doing that.
Mine shut down.
Okay. Oh, well, there's
After
a
the attack, the
collectible.
forge still has power. Demons are drawn to it.
Well, that explains why they weren't facing me. Fuck. Whew, okay. Nothing over here. We're doing on secrets, so I'm not even halfway done. I still don't have any runes. Which is kind of crazy. Might as well grab that, it's passive, so. I don't really use the shield charge for damage all that often. Yes, please.
Here, the Slayer has reached the cliffside barracks.
Yeah, okay, but there, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, girl. I don't really give a shit about the mission. I just want to collect this shit, and there is a lot of shit I still need to find. Especially gold. I am not even close to finding all the gold. Like, what, 33% done, basically? Oh. Actually, pincushion kind of cool. Nice. Alright, was that everything? I know there's a couple, like, fodder enemies left, but I think that might have been all the elites. No, it was not, or this thing would... Shit. Some of the Mancubus, really? Thank you, and armor? Okay, there is actually quite a bit of things to find here. What now? Okay, well, I'll deal with that later. Yeah, it actually looks like there is a decent chunk of secrets here. Oh god. Okay, so that's a toy. Okay, I don't see any obvious contraption to open the damn thing. Also grab the shortcut here. There you are. Alright, so that one wasn't too bad. Alright, so now we gotta go up here. I actually need the secret life to refill one that I lost earlier. Okay, they actually counted that as a secret this time, so we should be at... Damn, I thought we were going to be at 7. Alright, well this area has a lot of fucking shit, so we might still find them all yet. Okay, so this one looks like you have to go underground. Or above ground, and you have to fall into it, and then this is the exit? Yeah, because that's the exit, because you have to come out that way. Alright, well, I guess we'll check over here. Yeah, this level is actually quite nice because it's such like a break from like the city and the space station like style. Oh, there we go. Of level. I don't remember if we've actually gone to hell in this one or not. Okay, that didn't count as a secret, which is disappointing. I still need to get down there. But we can do this first. I thought that was another life sigil. I didn't realize it was a ruby, so I'm actually really happy that that's what that was. Okay, so most of the resources are found. That treasure chest is going to give me a shit ton of gold once I figure out how to open it. There has to be a way to just fall in there. I am right above it. I did not mean to fall there. Wait, there's one other possibility. 1 second here. Where is... in here. Okay, so I don't see a way to throw the shield and open the gate from this side, so this is not the way into where that gold is. This is the exit. take a look here. It's hard to tell because of the... It's hard to tell what I'm looking for because of the... Just make sure there's no... Make sure there's nothing obvious here. And it might be something I have to do the next, like, story portion. Where I just activate the cannon and then it'll open, maybe? But it really does look like you're supposed to enter from this side because there's a climbing wall here. Yeah, it's just in case you fall. This doesn't have the... Okay, now can I point that straight down? Wait, what is that? No, 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 no. You're not gonna do this to me. I think I may have just accidentally stumbled upon it. Yep, I sure did. So I was partially right. Okay. So that should be it for this section. There is a point of no return there, and there's 2 more secrets. I can't see how the game can squeeze 2 more secrets in to that straight hallway. Oh, this is where you're supposed to hit it from. Yeah, I don't see... This map, this part of the map is completely clear. So the only secret that I can think of that I missed is this. This little outcropping right there. It's the only thing I can think of that could have constituted a secret. It looks like I might have to replay 2 levels.
Is ancient. These mines were built to harvest the raw materials of the...
Okay, so there's some more gold right below me.
The forge is inside.
That counted as a secret? Okay. And that is not a level ending symbol. I need to upgrade the pulverizer. It's pretty useless even against fodder.
That lift will take you down. We're not far now.
So I've collected all the resources except the gold. So here is hoping that wherever this takes me, it's where the last secret and the last bit of gold is. Yes. Oh my god, it's been a minute. We got ourselves a new weapon. What do we got? Rocket launcher? Grenade launcher. Oh, sorry. Those are not grenades. Grenade launcher fires an arcing projectile that can deal high direct hit and explosive damage. Grenades can bounce multiple times before detonating, but will detonate immediately when they hit an enemy. Cool. Alright, well, first things first. Get that secret, because I think that's the rest. That's probably the rest of the gold. Or close to it, anyway.
We can enhance your weapons inside the forge.
Oh my god, I couldn't see anything. Okay, so there's 5 pieces of gold left, so I'm assuming that they're just going to be laying around somewhere. And I hope I didn't miss them earlier. If I miss 5 pieces of gold, that's going to be embarrassing. And kind of upsetting. Oh, it's literally just free. Alright. So, 1111, 250, 21. Aha, we are done. That. Lives are full. Yeah, they're giving me a shit ton of like grenade ammo, but I'm not seeing why. And yes, grenades hurt you. I don't know why I wouldn't think otherwise. The rockets hurt you in Doom Eternal, which was really unfortunate. Okay, that thing cannot fucking hit. this enemy. Whoa.
Agadon Hunter identified.
Agadon Hunter? What is that? Oh shit. Okay. Boss time? Well, that was... There wasn't anything special about that. That one was actually pretty easy. That was really disappointing, actually. The Doom Hunters from Eternal were harder. Oh, damn. Wait, what do you mean 98% complete? What? What did I miss? Oh, the... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. The challenges. I forgot about the stupid fucking challenges. I didn't complete a single one. Hang on. Oh my god. I am such an idiot. I completely have been forgetting to check the challenges. Damn, one of them was a ruby. I know I parried more than 3 Revenant projectiles. They were fucking everywhere. And I don't use shield, and that shit goes to show you that I just do not use shield charge all that often. I didn't get that? Fuck. That sucks. Well, at least I know to check the challenges on this level. I was going to be done on the last one, but that's 2 levels I didn't 100% this today, and that's not sitting right with me. Immediately, check challenges. Discover 7 secret areas. Ooh, another Reverent skin. Okay, and then 100 gold. Nothing but nade. Score 10 direct hits with the grenade launcher weapon. Okay, that's new. Lock down demons with the shield saw for 20 seconds total. Okay, I don't use the shield saw that often, but because I'm actually paying attention to the challenges this time, I will know to do that. Alright, well. Let's try to get the grenade launcher thing out of the way, like ASAP.
The mine is open.
Did that count? Let's go ahead and just pin that. Damn! Secret key already? Oh, it's... Okay, so the mine is another one of the open world levels. This is like Siege Part 1, where you can kind of do the level in whatever order you want.
That heart powers the forge. It needs to be reactivated.
Jesus. Okay. can stop using that. Just kind of grinding this for a second. I just want to get these challenges out of the way. Okay, is that not counting? Because that felt like 20 seconds already. Okay. Oh, it's close. Yeah, I figured I'd get the 2 out of the way early, because then the rest of it is literally just exploring, which is something I'm already going to be doing, so... Oh, there was a secret key thing already, which was insane to me, but... Yeah, I needed that. My ammo is pretty low. Oh, looks like you just go around for that one. Fuck. Does that count as a secret? No. Okay. So let's find 7 secret areas and there's a 9 secrets, so you don't even have to find them all. But that's not what we do here. We try to find them all, so... should be the end of that fight. Should be. Is it not? No, it is. Okay. I was gonna say, if there's more to that, that's gonna be crazy. Not, I see. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I got lucky there because that was the most precarious position to fight a bunch of Hell Knights just out of nowhere. The fact that it can count as a secret, though, kind of bugs me, but whatever. One down.
Power activated. 2 more switches left.
Check two. Ooh, some armor. What's this? Okay. What the fuck? It says there's a secret that I just completely missed. No, it's just the extra life, but... Oh, don't... Is it really gonna do that to me? Oh, okay. So, we still don't have the secret key, so... That's 100% what we need to find first, is the secret key. Oh, hello. Oh no. Okay, so if anybody was here for the last stream, I had a lot of trouble finding these damn things. Hopefully it's the same thing again where it's just 3 and they're really close together. But I don't even know where the collection thing is. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know where the actual reward is. Fuck. Yeah, the wolves are the one thing that I told myself I'm gonna allow myself to look up if I am struggling. Because they're the one item that do not... it's the one thing that doesn't appear on the map, no matter how close you get to it, which is really unfortunate. Oh, and this is gonna have to be the last level. I'm finding it... Ugh. I think I tired myself out yesterday. I did some singing stuff. And, I think I probably should have given myself an off day. Yeah, I'm just looking for... Ugh, okay. Yeah, the deal is, I don't know where the other two wolves could possibly be, because I don't know where the award for them are. Also, I don't necessarily know... I don't necessarily know if, they're centralized this time around, like they were for the last one. I'm hoping that's the case, because it'll make them easier to find. How did that not count as a secret? Also, I'm positive this is an Easter egg right here. I can get this shit out of the way. I'm positive this is an Easter egg of some sort, but I couldn't tell you what it was. How that didn't count as a secret, I have no idea. If I would have known it wasn't going to count as a secret, I wouldn't have bothered. Okay, so how the fuck do I get up there? Oh, it looks like, okay. Looks like I gotta go the long way around. Oh my god. I just realized this level's a lot bigger than I expected. Less secrets, but more resources, an ammo upgrade, a health upgrade, and a new gun upgrade thing as well. So I'm guessing I have to go up here and then around and then climb up. Okay. Ah! Itchy nose. They had, like, the leader essence stuff, like, going across their faces, and I didn't see... Oh, there it is. I see you now. Yeah, if I don't do that, I'll forget. Whoa, what the fuck? You're just chilling out there?
Almost finished. One more switch.
No, I still need the secret key. What the fuck? I bet you it's here. I bet you it's right fucking there. missed that jump. That was kind of embarrassing, to be honest. No, never mind. That looks like that actually leads to the end of the level. Unless that door opens now, which it did not. Okay. Damn. This is... Okay, yeah, this level is going to be a little bit longer than I was anticipating. I thought this level was piggybacking off of the previous level, so I thought this one was going to be a little bit shorter. But boy, was I wrong. And, okay, so here is the... Oh, shit. 2 more wolves. There's one. Oh, and I absolutely have to get this one. Not just because I'm going for 100%, but because... Oh, there's the secret key. But because it's the new gun upgrade. Hoping the wolf statue's up here somewhere. If I just happen to run into it, that would be fantastic. Somehow I survived that. I don't know how. You won't catch me complaining. Bro, how much health do you have? Why? Why wouldn't you fucking die? Oh, of course. He had 1 shot left. Are you kidding me? My God. Man, fuck you. Okay. Wolf. I gotta find this last fucking wolf. I am way more interested in this last wolf than... I'm not hitting that switch until I'm done searching this area. I know it's not gonna, like, teleport me into the next area, but... Yeah. One more. There's this whole middle section that I haven't looked at. The thing is about these wolves is that they glow the same color as that, which makes them kind of hard to find. And the thing is, too, I might have already accidentally... Why is there just a pinky down here? I don't think they would hide it behind a secret key door, but who knows with this game. Damn, that's only 3 secret areas? Yeah, something tells me I'm gonna end up having to look up where this last one is, unfortunately. I really don't want to, but for the sake of time... Because I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'm hungry or if I'm just tired, but my stomach is going absolutely fucking balls to the wall nuts right now, and it is hurting like a motherfucker. Let's check around the central area here. I can't imagine it being that far away. I want to hope that these fucking wolf statues are all like really close to the reward. That's what I want to hope. But it's seeming like this last one is not going to be nearby. Because I think I found the other one, like, over here in this section. Alright, well, there was another place that needed the secret key, so let's go ahead and do that while trying to keep an eye out for this wolf. Let's not down here. I gotta remember, he could be up somewhere too, because that's where... Okay, so that's where the other one was, so I can't assume that it's close by to this one. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's right around the corner. Who knows? No, I think that's just the ruby. I don't think that's the wolf. Yeah, there's 2 rubies. I have to assume that's what that is up there. Oh, what? Okay, that was not how the jump was supposed to work, but I'll take it. Oh, there's 2 collectibles up here. Very nice. $100% worth the detour to come back. Got a ruby and a collectible toy. But the one thing I will say about Eternal that I like better than this game is that this game doesn't have like a little hub area like the Fortress of Doom from Eternal. I kind of liked being able to go back there and just kind of chill. Okay, so... Still no sign of that last wolf. There is also a chance that the wolf could be inside the right inside these doors. There's a chance. Damn it, I was trying not to fall because I wanted to try to get like a lookout view of that to see if maybe I could just spot it from up there, but like I said, I also gotta remember it could be up in like a rafter somewhere. But it could also just be sitting on the ground. Like, a damn thing could be anywhere. And if I don't find it by the time I make it back to that diamond, which it doesn't look like I'm going to, I'm gonna have to look it up because it's in this area. My brother, who has already played this game, has confirmed that these wolves, like these wolf statues, are in these segmented sections of the world. So they would not make me come all the way back here from like a far place just to collect this item. Just trying to make sure that there's not one like tucked away, like really close. Because that ended up being what the problem was on the first one that I had to do, was that it was really close by to the reward, and I just didn't see it. Down here, maybe? Up in the rafters, maybe? Nope. I'm like 95% positive it's really close by, and I'm just not seeing it. And when I look it up, I'm gonna feel so dumb. Because the wolf statues are the things I would look up. I think the challenge is left for just the secrets, okay.
The heart has been primed. We can use the forge now. See you at the elevator.
Sorry, like I said, I was gonna look this up, and it looks like... No, it just showed me on the map, and I misread it. Okay, so it says it's by where I found the toy. Where did I find the toy? Wait, is it saying... Jesus, okay. If that's actually where it is, that's insanely far away from the reward. Which means I can safely say that, no, if they are present in a level, that does not necessarily mean they're close by. Shit! I got that one already. Oh, I was looking at the wrong picture. Ah, bruh. It's alright, it's fine. Like, I really wanted to be able to label this 100% playthrough, but I can't now because I messed up some challenges. Yeah, it's in here. Now I can get my first, I think they called it an ancestral stone? Bruh. Okay, you don't need to play that every single time I walk by. But I will be coming back to upgrade the combat shotgun one more time. Thank you. Raidstone. Yeah, the combat shotgun's just too good. Now, when it says that, does it actually drain the ammo at an increased rate? Because if it doesn't, this is amazing. Mastery challenge, alright. Hit demons with every pellet from combat shotgun shots. 150 times? Okay, well I use it enough, so I should just get that naturally over the course of the rest of the game. Kind of want to pin that. Can I pin the mastery? Is that something I can do? Sure is. I will have that pin, please. Hello? Or maybe it... Okay, there we go. Oh, you bitch. I was totally about to get another one. Oh, I guess I should check the map. Do one more quick sweep of the map before I keep going. Okay, yeah, I think we're in the clear. that's not the mission complete thing. Alright. Yeah, the thing that makes you upset about the wolf statue thing, that is that I remembered that door being there, and I just, like, I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta come back once I get the secret key, because I remember saying, oh wow, there's a secret key thing already? I gotta remember to use my melee to get my ammo back. Woo! Okay. Alright, so I'm guessing we have a whole new area to explore now. I wouldn't really call it like a whole new area. Could it possibly hold 4 secrets? Maybe, but it'd be a tight squeeze. Oh, well that's a ruby, so I gotta get that. Easy enough. You know, I'm getting kind of sad. It feels like it's been forever since I've gotten a chance to ride the dragon. And the dragon gets skinned, so I have to assume that it gets used a little bit more later on. It can't just be that one level. It just can't be. Yeah, I'm just farming this mastery now. I didn't count. Okay, so this is... Yeah, I thought that was too far. Oh, it looks like I'll have to jump back. You fucking bitch. Alright. No, you're just fucking with me. I think it might only be possible to get full barrel shots on elites. I don't know if it's possible on the fodder enemies. Oh, a skin? Skin for what? It's gotta be this, I think. Yeah, it was, okay. Unfortunately, for a weapon I do not use. Okay, I believe that's all the challenges for this mission. Okay, it is. Okay. Damn, no leeway for that, huh? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that did. Two collectibles. Oh, the other two. Last two collectibles, actually. And that's going to be a nightmare skin. So far, all the ones that you collect in the levels have been nightmare skins. Get a super shotgun. Oh, that one actually looks good. Alright. Hell yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, so... one more secret. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm assuming you get the last resource via the final fight. So, alright, cool. And I've completed all the challenges on this one, so I can actually say I 100% in this mission. Thank God I finally got one. I had to look up the location of one wolf, and it was one that I already knew the location of. I just... in my mind, I just couldn't remember where the hell on the map it was. Yeah, might as well. Might as well fully upgrade the shield at this point. Yeah, now, like, we're almost... the game has 22 chapters. We're almost to chapter 10. I think we're on chapter 9. And we haven't found a single rune yet. I don't know what the hell those are. Oh, it actually made me initiate a cutscene. Okay.
No signs of the demons, Thera.
We won't have much time.
Well, we already know there's going to be a fight. It was on the map, so...
The Ancestrals never really die. The heart endures. We harvest the energy. Svara. Nim unve.
Am I gonna get my first rune here?
Veseque. Svara. Nim unve. Ane. Veseque.
That motherfucker's gonna activate the tether and make me kill her, isn't he? Ugh. Ba-da-ba-da! That was a fucking Breath of the Wild. That's the way you fucking upgrade your shit in fucking Breath of the Wild at the very beginning.
They're here, falling back. We'll meet you at the exit.
Okay, now what did you do to my shield? And there's my shield rune. Parrying Hell Surge projectiles will now activate the power of a shield rune. You have been granted the power of the Ground Fissure. Ground Fissure creates a linear damaging ground attack that will also interrupt enemies. You may now select your active shield runes on this tab as well as preview upgrades for any. Do the upgrades count? Like, are they purchased with the same currency? They have to be, I'm assuming. Damn. That already helps with the build that I'm doing. I want everything on fire or shocked at the same time. Bring it. I pressed the wrong button. I think they were almost halfway done with this mastery already, and I just got it on this level. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, this is pretty insane how fast this is going. It's a pretty easy mastery, not gonna lie. Thank you, and good night. Maximum cell ammo. Alright, God, stop with the unceremonious, like, ending the chapters. That's another thing that I noticed about this game, too. They like to just end chapters, like, after you beat an enemy. No cutscene, no, like, hey, this happened, just, chapter's over. Good job. I'll do a one, it said 100%, so we don't really need to do this check, so... yeah, that's gonna do it for me for today. This stream was a little spontaneous. I didn't really plan on streaming, but I didn't really have much else to do, and I wasn't really tired. But I am now for sure. I am exhausted. I don't know where it came from. I was wide awake when I started, but 2.5 hours in, and I am hurting. I'm tired. I am just ready to find a comfy spot on my bed and just fall the fuck asleep. So, God, if I had done a little better, I might have actually been able to get that done. Stuffer, I hardly know her. All right, well, anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Continue more this next time. Hopefully, I'll have a little bit more energy so we can do a little bit more levels. I think I did 3 levels today. Yeah, Siege 2, the forest, and the mines, yeah. So we did 3 levels. But, yep, that's gonna do it. So, hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye!